also, the what's also funny about that is that I don't know where they will go after this, right? Because
maybe we'll see some shooting. Well, I mean, isn't that where we're supposed to go?
I have no idea.
Hey, at the end of the day, that could be a win-win. If they Tupac and Biggie each other, it's a win.
I'll tell you one thing, Nicki don't want to fight her. Or him. I don't know, That's a big motherfucker. Tory had the right idea from the beginning, or the friend or what have you. And then also Nicki is bringing in the friend who who's not friends with Megan anymore, right?
And who may have actually shot her.
I'll tell you what else is not over. This Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion beef is not over. I thought it was going to be quick and we wouldn't have to touch on it. And so here's my thing. So, Nicki and Megan is going back at it. They're saying that Nicki started it or what have you, but and then I read some things today where they said Megan mentioned her in the song a little while back, and Nicki is she responded with a song. Quite a few people didn't like it, and they said the quality was bad. And now she's threatening to even going even farther, talking about Megan Thee Stallion's mom, and then Nicki's fans on social media saying they have the address to where her mom is buried because her mom is dead or whatever.
I didn't know she was dead.
Right, and so the thing is, they're saying that and so here are some of the comments. Nicki is too old to be beefing with these younger girls, and it's not even that good. And Megan won because Nicki is doing too much. And to that point, this is what I say. First of all, I don't expect much as far as a diss records between these two people, because you're not listening to women for diss records. It's just not going to be their forte. They're not going to be good at it. It was an impossible feat from the very beginning. If you were listening, both of the songs were awful. Let's start there. It's not like Megan Thee Stallion won because she out-rapped Nicki or something. They both were bad. Nicki's, from a technical rapping standpoint, was a lot better because she raps better than Megan, but it was still bad because they just don't have a good sense of how to diss someone on a record and make it slick. You know what I mean? And and then also the what's also funny about that is that I don't know where they will go after this, right? Because
maybe we'll see some shooting. Well, I mean, isn't that where we're supposed to go?
I have no idea.
Hey, at the end of the day, that could be a win-win. If they Tupac and Biggie each other, it's a win.
I'll tell you one thing, Nicki don't want to fight her. Or him. I don't know, That's a big motherfucker. Tory had the right idea from the beginning, or the friend or what have you. And then also Nicki is bringing in the friend who who's not friends with Megan anymore, right?
And who may have actually shot her.
Yeah, and so she's got to bring her in, like, oh, you did her wrong, and you smashing her man, and this and that. So she's trying to get make a friend out of an enemy, or however you say that term there. All right, and it is just, it's awful on both fronts, but it's like, you got to taper your expectations, and I don't know what all the hoopla is about, because I had low expectations from the jump. I don't know why you had any expectations. Even if you're a fan of this.
That's where I was at. I didn't have any expectations whatsoever. Yeah. But I mean, I guess these women have fans, and this is
tons of them.
This is for their fans, and their fans are not going to be, like putting the diss records in historical context. They're just excited to get up and have something to talk about, So I mean, it's a pretty low threshold to entertain your own fans.
Yeah.
And so if that's really all you're going to do. I think that, the rest of the world will just either ignore you or mock you. And
then another thing I'll say also, for the Megan Thee Stallion, fans who are saying Nicki is just beneath Nicki and she doesn't need. Rap is dissing is a part of rap. It's going at other artists. That's a part of hip hop. It's a part of rap. Like, these are two rappers, these are two artists. Like it doesn't, it shouldn't bother you that Nicki is dissing Megan Thee Stallion. That happens all the time in rap and hip hop. You know what I mean? If you want to be in this sport, this is what the sport entails. You know what I'm saying? So this is a part of it.
I mean, yeah, Drake's got to still deal with this stuff, and you guys aren't close to him.
You know what I mean?
Seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
no, you're right. I mean, just historically, culturally, it is a part of the industry, part of the music, part of the culture. So there's not surprising that you're gonna. I don't get the the beneath you thing. That's kind of odd.
That's what they. Yeah. That's
in a lot of ways. I mean, whether I personally enjoy them or not, I mean, they're two of the biggest names in women's rap.
100%.
So they are, at least in that sense of popularity or whatever, they're in similar levels.
Yeah.
So that's, that is what it is. But I mean, it's, I guess it's good entertainment for those that care. But do you think, okay, so I shared a clip with you that I saw, there kind of was kind of going into essentially is there places you shouldn't go in a battle?
No.
And I kind of felt like it. And what it was going to, the attacks on Meg, who's a taller, larger person, and kind of also kind of going to historically, black women, particularly if they're larger, whatever, they tend to get almost masculinized, if it were, in the way people talk about them, interact, critique them, etc. And clearly some of Nicki's stuff is targeted in that Bigfoot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And but my thing is, okay, I get what you're saying. Societally, you're making a valid point that certain women are treated this way and perceived this way to their detriment in probably professional settings and things like that. I get that, and it's a valid point. But I think if you are having a rap battle, that's not out of bounds. That's what you go to.
It's nowhere near out of bounds.
I mean, that's the thing,
That's nowhere near out of bounds. You have to go there. I know it's whatever, easy picking, but you have to go there. Ebony saying, Bubba, you hate Megan. His was legit. I mean, she did have that one impressive bar in there.
A single impressive bar does not make a song.
But they both were bad. I mean, let's just be honest.
Ebony, you're free to, play that song in your car all you want. Roll the windows down, see if people look at you in traffic and think you're really having a good time.
But I will say, regardless of what I think, publicly, I think Megan is winning. I think overall, as far as neutral fans, Nicki has her corner. She has her not beehive. They're called the Barbie hive or whatever. She has that. Not going to lose it. But outside of that, I think publicly she is losing, and people have been sour on her for a little while now. The thing with her brother and just different antics on and on and on, and so people are souring on her. So they're going to a lot of times they're going to take the new hot thing over her anyhow. Especially if they feel like Nicki is the aggressor, and that's what's going on. But again, I think it's rap. I think it's okay. They battle, and
it's an interesting though. In a rap battle, at the end of the day, I think the better bars will win. But is there a negative connotation with being the aggressor in a battle?
Well, definitely not in men's. I guess in women's it is because they, I guess they're saying they don't want them to be aggressive or whatever. Just Black says spot on with the commentary on Nicki and Meg. They both were terrible songs. And Chris says the barbs. Yeah, the barbs. That's what you call them. But yeah, so I don't know. I popularity is a thing too. It's a popularity contest, and
yeah.
A lot of people go straight to that about Drake when he's in a battle. They're saying, "Oh, it's because he's so popular. That's why he won." That's what Joe Budden would allude to a lot of times. So some people would argue with you as far as will the best bars win in any battle. But
yeah. I would say this. I do feel like unless there's a truly personal origin of the beef, I do think the person that kind of initiates it is the one who's kind of reaching and targeting to get the attention, and the one who responds to it, I think, is in a better position to maybe kind of be slick if they play it right.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's the position Drake is in.
Right.
But there have been aggressors. There have been aggressors, and you know that like the Gucci Jeezy thing. In the end, I think the most disrespectful or funniest person wins. You know, and I think you could add slickness into the funny thing, because a lot of that can be, like for me, the Drake and Meek Mill, I think a lot of that was funny to me. It's slick as well, but a lot of it's funny.
Right.
But in any event, let me read this last comment here, then we can move on, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, because it's just not.
Yeah, imagine how low the bar is in a female rap where Meg had one semi-clever bar and she wins.
I'll call it clever, not semi-clever, but it was pretty decent. But yeah.
Just Black has a high standard, man. He's going with a semi. Hope he doesn't use that all the time.
All right.